Hello and welcome to Business Reporter's Internet of Things and Innovation campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. Electric vehicles, freight and public transport are helping businesses to make their infrastructure and supply chains more sustainable, and they rely heavily on the Internet of Things. Sycada is a purpose-driven technology company which believes that sustainability and profitability go hand in hand. It helps companies achieve business goals, providing solutions for sustainable transport. We're talking to their CEO, Christian Winger, about the pivotal role that IoT plays in achieving net zero transport. Christian, tell us a bit about Sycada. What's your company's mission?
Sycada is a purpose-driven company. And we are committed ourselves to build technology that can have a positive contribution to making this planet a more sustainable place for all of us. We develop solutions for sustainable transport. We are heavily involved in the transition to zero-emission mobility. And we also are helping drivers to become more energy efficient and safe in the way they drive. It's part of our mission to accelerate the transition towards zero-emission. And so at the core of what we do is to help our customers go through that transition, making it less risky, making it less costly, and making it faster. It makes sense to go green and that we can guarantee a better return on investment.
So what are the key challenges that a fleet operator may face in the green transition?
Yeah, so one of the biggest challenges that a fleet operator faces when doing the transition is that he is faced with a lot more operational volatility due to a reduced range, if you will, of an electric vehicle. So a diesel bus, for example, would drive easily 300 kilometers on a full tank, but maybe only 100 and 120 kilometers on a fully charged battery. So you'll have to recharge during the day. That potentially creates havoc in your route and your charge plan. Now, you can either add more buses to your fleet to deal with that, or you can increase the battery capacity on your bus, which is very costly as well, or you can invest in smarter tools, smarter technologies in order to manage that fleet in a different way that you've done in the past. And so you're moving away from a more static paradigm and just, adding assets to your fleet, and you're moving into a much more dynamic, adaptive way of doing things. And IoT is becoming absolutely critical in facilitating that.
You say IoT is critical, but why? What does it bring to the operation?
So IoT is critical in that because you suddenly need a lot more data. And so where traditionally a fleet operator has been satisfied with location data, maybe some sensor data, reading out temperature or an odometer, suddenly we are not only monitoring the vehicle, but we are monitoring the battery. And so think a battery state of charge, obviously, think range, but also battery temperature, even down to cell voltages that tell something about how that battery pack is doing and how it is performing or will perform during its lifetime. And so you're moving from a few data points into hundreds of data points. You're moving from a sampling rate of maybe once per minute into once every second or even faster. And so IoT becomes integral to your primary business, to running these operations in a different way that we've been used to in the past.
Is IoT all about coping with the volume of the data, or is there more to it?
IoT is not only about being able to send a lot of data in a timely fashion, but it's about making sure that you actually can set that data at any given point in time, wherever you are. So the quality of the network and the coverage of a network suddenly becomes very important. We are not willing to compromise on that quality because we have suddenly become part of the primary business processes of our clients. And they rely on us to deliver that data, to make that data available in a timely and an integral fashion. We need the best quality network we can get, full stop.
So why did you team up with Vodafone Business?
Now that IoT has become absolutely critical to everything that we do in terms of volume of data, reliability of data, integrity of data, we need an operator, we need a partner that is best in class in terms of network coverage, in terms of global coverage. Our clients are almost by definition international and increasingly global. And in terms of solid administrative tools that allows us to manage our SIM connectivity and also upgrade price plans, for example, on behalf of our clients as their data needs grow. So we need that flexibility, we need that quality of service, and we need that almost a dance together with an operator that can provide us with that level of service. And that's why we ended up with Vodafone.
Now that you have a reliable IoT partner, what's next for Sycada?
Moving from fixed route and fixed timetables into international transport or regional transport adds complexity. And because you will not work with fixed routes anymore, and you would have to make your charge cycles also more flexible. And so the next step for us is to look at how, like for passenger cars that are able now to recharge at high charging stations throughout Europe, we are involved in the conversation about how do we organize this for international freight? And how do we make sure that we plan routes and charge cycles taking into account also driver schedules and the legal constraints we have around driving and rest times. And so that planning challenge we are taking on board, and that's going to be the next step for us for the next 1 to 5 years. But we'll make it work.